Okay everyone, so hopefully you can hear me there. I'm going to start putting this model back together today. So to do that I have to place a light inside it. So I'm going to get the camera into position here, the phone up nice and close here. So bear with me a moment, I'm going to get a drink of water here, I'm going to make a start. So the mirror polish plate, hopefully you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me, so if anyone in the comment can let me know in the comments. So at the start of this live stream, I just give this a wee final polish here. So initially when I bought this model, I glued this stainless plate on with epoxy resin. But I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to be using a strong adhesive 3M tape here. Before I do that, I have to do a couple of things. So the idea here is to use these little Larry, these really robust torches. Let me see. So I'm going to use this for the light unit, for the inside of it. So we've got the switch here. So what I plan to do is have the little Larry, the PCB board or the LED strip even. The PCB board on the side, perpendicular to the strip. I plan to have the strip facing this direction on full brightness. So what I need to do here is I need to have some sort of a way to control this switch, which I have already completed couple of years ago. So I'll demonstrate that in a minute. I'm blinded now, I can't see because this light is so bright there. So what I'm going to do here now is going to strip the torch up close, and I hope you can hear me. Please let me know before I start here, otherwise there's not much point in talking. Some of these live streams, sometimes the sound messes up on them. So I'm going to be using a little Larry torch. Please let me know, people, before I start here. Somebody, please. So there's obviously 3 AAA batteries inside the housing of this torch. So I'm going to be obviously not using the housing, but I will keep the housing for the future because I've got quite a number of them now sitting down the mantelpiece in the house there. So very footery work here. Need to watch it don't break the fish off or any of the fins off the fish. Okay, so I'm taking these off because this is footery work here. So can you not hear me? Great, thanks Donna. Okay, so here we go. We're going to strip a torch here first. So again, I'm not going to be using these, well, the housing. Not really going to be using these AAA batteries. They're sort of not very good quality. I like the Duracell or Panasonic. So anyway, I mightn't even be using the batteries themselves. I might just use the power supply on this actual model. So going to strip this torch here now. Up nice and close here. So I've stripped quite a number of these. So if I now want to remove the LED strip out of this little Larry torch and this little circuit board with the switch on it, what I need to do on the controls, what I need to do is push it here. But I need to make sure that the board, the PCB board, doesn't get stuck in the threads within the torch. Sometimes that can happen. So I need to give it a wee helping hand. Making sure the batteries are out first, otherwise you'll short the PCB board. There we go, and just basically slide this out now. And I'm going to put this torch back together and we're going to keep it for the future. So the torch itself, roughly £9–10. I keep the housing because if you can imagine, these little housings can be all screwed together. And I could actually use this for a battery pack in the future. If you can imagine, this holds three AAA batteries. If I keep extending it down this way by screwing the other torch parts to this part, I can use it for something in the future. Anyway, back to this now. So we're going to remove this spring here now. So I will be using everything seen here in my hand. So the LED strip itself, I need something to hold this inside the model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the part of the torch, the diffuser part here. But to do that, I need to have some sort of way of holding this LED strip to the diffuser, or the other way around, or the diffuser to the strip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a lot of hot glue here, a nice wee neat strip on the back of it first. Then we're going to wire it up here. So I've got the glue gun ready here. We'll bring her up nice and close. So we got a fit of work involved here. This is full. There we go. How's that look? Need back a wee bit maybe. Right. We'll get a bit of paper. So this plate, this mirror polish plate, should be inside a bit of paper. A bit of paper over the top of it. So we're just going to test this here first. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the LED strip is sitting nice and neat in the housing that surrounds it, and also that the diffuser is sitting in the housing. So I'll just demonstrate that before I start. So we've got that, we've got 3 pieces. So this is like a reflector. So everything's in position there now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do this nice and neat. So before, when I done this, I used epoxy, I didn't use the hot glue gun. I'm going to have to put this stick through first. Fit right because it's kind of small, isn't it? Try not to burn the paws. That will do there, that side. And I'm also going to put another bit about here. Just to keep it all together. Nice wee beads. So it's going to be kind of slow here, so just bear with me. Because I am a perfectionist. I'm trying to get it as close to the edge as possible here. Because I don't want it to fall apart when the stainless plate is mounted to the model. So, what do we see here? Might need to put a wee bit more in them ones. I wasn't close enough to the edge there. So let's go again here, a wee bit closer to the edge. Try and shake it. So now we're not dependent on the body of the torch to hold this together. We're dependent on the glue. Okay. So I'm just going to let this cool a minute here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go right out to the end here. And I'm going to put another bit out here. Now I need to put my finger on it, but I'm trying not to touch the rest of the glue here. I'm going to come round the corner here. Keep it nice and neat. There we have it. So that diffuser now and the reflector and everything is sitting in position. So I can now mount this to my model here. Well, my girlfriend's model. I'm also going to put another wee bit up here at this end, near where the wee PCB board is, just to sort of strengthen everything. But not too much. Just a wee bit on the end here. Yeah. Wee blob. Perfect. So I want this blob to sort of not be on the edge here, because I'm going to be using on this flat part, because this flat bit will be sitting flush to the model. This side. And I will be using a strong adhesive. I'm not gluing it at the start. I'm going to be, oh, my finger's on the glue here. I'm going to be using double-sided tape. So the little Larry torch, there's two of them here, one for the other model too. We'll do the other model maybe tomorrow, or I don't think I'm going to be done this one. I don't think I'll be able to do two today. We'll see the crack. So again, another wee blob of glue in the end here to try and run it over a wee bit. Like so. So that's it. We don't need any more of this hot glue for the meantime, so I'm going to turn it off. Okay. So the next step now is soldering wires to this LED strip. So I'm going to set up a soldering station. So the idea is to have this battery pack so that I can plug it into the actual model. Or Donna can plug it into the model. So rather than have this a permanent wires running from this pack to the model, I'm going to be using these little connectors. Like so. So that will give me 3 times 1.5 volts to the torch through this connector. You're probably thinking, so that's not going to be very good because if the model's on a bench, the batteries will die after so long. So what I'm going to do in that case is I'm also going to set up a power supply, sort of low powered. What do you see? I'm going to be using this low powered power supply to power this model and another one. So there's 2 models. This is the green fish model that I built. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have another connector on the end of this power supply. Then I'm going to make a sort of like a Y, like a branch, so that I can split this power supply between 2 models or 2 torches. So we're going to get started here now. The next step, I'm just waiting for the glue to harden here. See the way it sort of went white? So that's obviously cool there now. I'm just going to make sure I'm over the diffuser. If I'm not over the diffuser, I think I am. I am at the ends there. I could also put another wee bit there. I'll go ahead. Just to make it strong. Because this switch here will be operated now, not from obviously from the torch. From this part, it will be operated from a custom switch that I have set up here in this O on the love on this writing on the side. So I have a little stainless wee bit of tube placed inside the centre of the O. So that bit of tube is concentric to the actual O itself, the letter O. I'll bring it up close here just to show that. So see it there? It's disguised. So just before I start here, I want to point out these little bars I have specially made up. So it's a 3mm bar, and there's a little bit of stainless at the end for a stopper. So that little bit of stainless is there to keep this bar from sliding out of this switch. So when I bring it up close here, just to show what I'm talking about. So here we have the inside of the model. See that little stainless bar? I'm going to slide this in to the tube. So that now will act as my switch controlling the little array. Okay, so a lot of thought went into this model, as does all the projects that I do. So what I need now is I need that little bar lining up with the switch on the PCB board of the torch, which is here. But before I do that, I want to wire the actual wee light up, because it'll be too footery once it's placed on there. So let me make sure this is going to fit first. So obviously it needs to go this way, because the light, we want the light to bounce off the fish and the rest of the resin model, but also the mirror polished stainless steel plate that I will mount at the end. But for now, I just want to wire this up here now. I want to make sure it's glued first here. Look, I got it stuck. Okay, so just looking at this again, I'm going to put another wee bit of glue on top of the bits in the middle here. Make sure this is hot first. Really, really good glue gun. So this will be the bottom of the model where I have this bit of glue on. So I'm trying to keep it off the edge. So what I'm going to do here, just going to run my finger up it. Because the reason I want it off the edge is because we need this sitting flush to this green resin. So I'm going to be using double-sided tape this time. But I will also be placing a bit of hot glue on too. But I can't do that until I have this little piece in position, this component. So I'm just going to run another bit of glue up here to make sure this is strong before I go any further. Try and keep it neat as possible. Otherwise, I not sleep at night. Run my finger up it again. It's hot, but it's better not being messy. So that now makes that nice and strong, that part. All them three parts together. So I know it's not going to come apart. So I'm going to set the glue gun away here, and we're going to solder these little jumper cables on. So just make sure the camera's getting everything in view here. So there's two ways I could do this. Hold on, I'll clean this first. I'd be actually better to let it sit here a minute. I could run the knife down that and cut it in a minute. Hold on, we see. So it's nice and sturdy there now. But you see here where I'm going to be mounting it to the model, I need it flush. So let me just see if this is flush. Tighten it up a wee bit. Should probably wait till the glue cools, but if I cut rather than pull. So I'm sort of pulling it this way rather than pulling the glue off. So it's important that this is nice and flat for the tape. That's okay here now, I think. Okay, there we go. So I'm ready to wire this up now, but I just want to give a wee discussion on what I'm doing first. So obviously when this was placed in the little Larry torch, the positive pole on the cell went up and it hit this part of the PCB board. So I need to trace back where the positive and the negative is wired up to on this board. So I've already done that. So I need to wire up the negative wire to, what do we see here? So the body of the torch, the outside of this PCB board, it sat into the body of the torch. If I take this off, just to show you. So the whole body is basically ground for negative polarity. So what do you see here? So see here, the aluminium on there, that PCB board sat tight to it. So the negative pole of the battery was connected here at a spring, with a spring there. And basically this body of the torch is acting like a wire to keep things basic. So I need to solder this negative wire onto the outside part of the torch here, and I also need to solder the positive wire where this cell or this battery lined up to this wire frame around this insulator. So I'll do that now. So as I say, it's going to be a wee bit further here. I'll bring the torch up for the phone up close. That's okay there anyway. So the soldering iron is ready to rock. Everything's ready to rock. Let's go. So we've got the little switch in the model, the little bar, the controller switch. When this is wired, I'm going to run a bit of IPA along this to make sure there's no grease on it, because I'm going to be using double-sided tape, a 3M brand, of course, because it's the best. So here we go. So there's a wee hole on the board that's just perfect for this, I'm hoping. I'm going to curl the end of this wire, it's got a bit of solder on it. So it's very foot-through, so just bear with me. So there we have it. So if I get this into view now so you can see what I'm doing. I wish I had a wee vise. Well, let's see if I've got one out here. Have a vise somewhere, but I don't know where it is. This might do. What do we see? What do we see? I'll just use a bit of tape. And we'll get this battery box. Okay, see, can you see there now? It's very small. Now, mind you, so that board's only about 10 mil square. Need a wee bit of water for this here, look. So I have two models to do. As I say, this is only the first one. Right, we've got the flux, we've got the solder, we're ready to rock here. So I'm going to try and bring the phone up close here. See, the problem is here it's very small. Oh, shaking. need to replace the top on this here maybe. It's very, very, very small now. There we have it. So I'm just trying to make this more pointy. Right, I'm going to change the top on this here because it's done or not. I'm going to get a new top here because that there is useless. So what do I see what I have here? There, a new one there, look. New one, I should have had that on. So let me turn this off a minute. Solder there now, I would have to do the positive wire. Then we have to place it onto the actual base here. So let this cool down a wee minute here. So I want the wire on the back of it. I don't want it on the front of it because obviously I have a wee track cut on the resin model here. You probably won't see it, but at my middle finger there, when I get the screwdriver, there's a track cut out for the two wires to go through. And I will be using a bit of hot glue here. So I'll just let this cool a wee minute here. I'll get a rag. Change this. It's hot. Should have changed it before I started the live stream. There now. Oh, the whole thing's coming apart. Okay, we need pliers. Need pliers there, look. It's hot. There we go. Right, let's get back to it here. So we've got the negative wire on it there now, you know it. I'm just going to touch it again in a minute when that new tap on the end out there. So the positive wire, I'm just going to try and get it. Oh, I would have been better trying to get it onto that wire there. But I can't do that because we've got this bit of plastic around it. So I want the two wires coming out the same length too also. So if you can imagine, they're going to turn like this and come out through the model. We have approximately about 50mm left on it here so we can plug in the male part, the male connector. So before, usually what I done is I remove this plastic part. But I'm not going to do that this time, I don't think, because, well, it's too much effort. You have to get the Dremel date now. I could desolder it here, but I'm going to just try and do it this way instead. With the wire going round this way this time. Like that. So it's very small. This PCB board's only about 10 mil square, as I say. So if I get that soldered onto that pin there, so what I'm going to do here, don't want it too tight to the board too, is another thing. We want to use the insulator on the wire here. So I'm going to tape it into position because it's so small. So I've got it bent over now 90 degrees. Can you see what I've done there? And we're just going to tape it into position. Very fitty work, of course. So once it's done, we'll be flying here. So is that alright there now? I think it is. So if I tape this up to the box, and I'm going to need to test it before I put it into the model. So that looks okay. I'm just going to raise the wire a wee bit off the board, as I mentioned. Don't want it too tight. We don't want any short circuits here. Okay. So again, let's bear with me a minute. There we have it. So I'll bring this down nice and close again. Right, this is really small, so hopefully this goes alright here. Wait for us to heat up this new. I'm going to put a bit of solder on the iron first. Right, that's better this time. So I'm working at the end of the tip now instead. And I'm just going to go on here. With the solder on the end of it. Very small, don't want to mess up here. A wee bit more not on it there. Right, I think that's it. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to test it in a minute, but I just want to get the knife here. And I want to just touch this. No, that's not it, no. You see, I'm trying to keep it raised. Trying to keep it raised. That soldering is not pleasing me with that tip. Need a bigger one, you know. It's too small. Try it again, mate. There now, is that it? That's it this time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the cup. So we're working here on very fine margins. I'm changing to the bigger one here for more heat transfer. It's only better for wee small surface mount components. It's too fine. Aye. Oh, it's hot there, it's hot. I get a better luck with this one. Or I might have to go and I might have to remove that plastic part. So I'll let this heat up again. I might have to remove the plastic part, I don't want to. So I want the PVC coating on the wire, maybe about 2mm above the PCB board. I want that there because the outside of the board is basically has a tracker in it. And that's basically where it rests on the torch. So I need to make sure that it's not going to short circuit there. That won't, once I get it right here. So I'll wait for this to heat. Right, that's a better, definitely a better cup there, but I'll add a bit of flux, better flux. So hopefully this is hot enough here now. Damn, they're still hot. It's better this time. If I get in below here, look, if I get in below. That's it this time, perfect. Finally. So, just going to hit the negative wire here now. Again. That's perfect. Right, let's see if this works now, just let it cool a minute. Just going to make sure it's just perfect this time. Yeah. Next thing I can do now is going to turn the glue gun on again. And I'm going to glue this, these wires. I'm going to cut this off rather than pull it off because it'll only wreck the thing. So we'll move this box and we'll just get a look at this now. If I pull this apart, I can end up the whole handle. So there we have it, a lovely, it's just that our tip was too fine. See them, these ones here? They're very fine and they're very hard because I'm using like sort of solder on the bigger connections. It's very hard for heat transfer. They're better for something like we 0603 surface mount components. What I done there is I changed the size of the tip to maybe about 2mm, about 1.5mm wide. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to support that wire with a wee bit of hot glue once the gun heats up here. So I'll clean this bench before we go any further. We're nearly finished, by the way. Nearly finished. It'll come together in a couple of seconds. I'll check the torch too, of course. I just want to look at it here up close first. So I hope it's okay. So I'll check it with a battery pack. I need batteries. So I'm praying this works. Remember, this is a live stream, things can go wrong. So the last time I done one of these torches, I didn't wire it up like this. I wired it a little bit different way. So I'm just going to put the multimeter across it first. Make sure it's not Short circuit. Oh, she's away to the ground. It's okay. So next step now is gluing it. Well, I'll check it first. We'll plug it in here now, right? And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't go by. Oh, it didn't give a wee blank here, anyway. It didn't give a wee blank, so something must be something wrong. See, they're very delicate. It should be working there now. But I get the multimeter. It should be working. So I might need to do another one. Black to black. That should be black and red. It should be. It should be working. But it's not. Is that the right torch? See, you probably should have stuck to the way you done it before. Should have stuck to the way you done it before. Delicate. So I'm going to have to work out here something else. That's the way it's not working. Knew it wasn't going to work because it didn't flash red. So small. Okay, everyone, I'm going to have to do it a different way. I'm going to have to go and get the Dremel. So, try this again. I might have to go and get the Dremel here and do it a different way. But I have to take a Dremel outside, you see, to strip it. Just testing something here, a minute. It's still working, look, but it's just... It's working off the power supply. Oh dear. Right, so what I'm going to do here is do something different. So that's back to normal, isn't it? You see, I'm thinking there. Why is that not working? See, I might just do it the way I was doing it from day one, but I'm thinking, is there something wrong with this here? This wire? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to strip it again. Don't get that at all. I do not get that. Now using another one, I'll chuck that in the ground a minute. Things glued together perfectly too. So small. Okay, I'm taping it to the bench. So it doesn't work out, but we'll get there hopefully. Need to get that on there. Right, let's try this again with a new connector first. I'm going to try and hold it on. Right, I don't know if this is going to work. See, it's not giving me a wee blank. How come it worked with the battery pack or the batteries in it? The power supply and the ground. So this is the power supply and the ground here. There's working. That is strange. What is going on, Matt? When I get the other one, I'll try this one instead here. Should have tried this one before I took the whole thing apart. So probably using other batteries too. The Panasonic. So let's try this one with the connector in. Oh dear jippers. Where did I do that now? disappeared. That connector I had. Is it on this one? So I'll try this one now instead. Put the multimeter on the outlet first. Is that battery's dead? No, 4.5 volt. Right, let's try this one now. Oh. So again, we're going to go back on the same way we had it. Red to red, black to black. You see, there's a problem there, look. I see a problem. People, I see a problem. So these connectors, for some reason, they're two different kinds. Look! Oh my goodness gracious. So I basically stripped that for no reason. That was alright. Damn. So them connectors was two different kinds. The battery packs, the first type of connectors that I got, they plug into each other, but the polarity switched. So that's why the power supply is working on the ground. So what I have to do here now again is I'm going to have to rewire these. What a nightmare. I just took the wires off that torch and they were perfect. So I'll have to do it again. How do we see what time's on the live stream in there? Okay everyone, so I'm going to start our live stream here. Bear with me. So I'll just explain what happened there. So this here, look, if you look at the connectors, this is the first type, the first breed that I brought. This is the second breed. The first ones ran out and then I got these second ones. And I never even caught on to it until I looked at it there. The polarity is completely switched. Why do they make things different? I don't know. The two plugs plug into each other. I could get a pin and I could switch them, maybe. But what I'm going to do here is... I don't know if I want to continue this live stream. I might start another one. This here went well, the gluing off it. The wiring went well, apart from that there. So I'm just going to set the battery packs aside for the meantime. And I'm going to wire this back up maybe. Problem is now I need a wee drill bit and stuff. Because the solder sucker's that big and the board's that small. Look at the size of it compared to my thumb, look. So that's the problem. So what I'll do here is I'm going to go out to the garage. I'm going to get a wee drill bit. I'm going to wire this back up. It was perfect. But what I do need to do is I need to switch these because these were done. So basically what I need to do with these battery packs is black to red and red to black. I have to reverse it. I'll hide it under shrink wrap so you'll not see it, you'll not be able to tell. It doesn't matter anyway, as long as it works. I need to do the same with this one. So I'm going to go out to the shade here, I'm going to get a drill bit, I'm going to come back on in 10 minutes and I'm going to start a new live stream. So sorry about that. Bye.